Good afternoon everybody and welcome to a fairly quiet open area here at Chumah Game Reserve. The heat is incredible. It feels like we're in an oven at the moment. So we found a little bit of shade from the marula tree, but it's not doing too much for us at the moment. So we're going to be heading off very shortly. You can feel the berg wind, the very hot wind coming off the mountain, and that's certainly making it feel even more like an oven. So I think there's possibly going to be some thunder and lightning in the next couple of days. It's going to break this heat. But beautiful cloudless sky, which is absolutely fantastic today, and I hope we'll see some wonderful things this afternoon. My name's Tara, Mark's on camera, and Sebastian's back in final control. And I'm not too sure exactly where to start this morning. I would like to check the east. Apparently, I think someone was saying, possibly Karen, saying that there was the wild dogs at EP, at Elephant Plains, on their camera. So I think unless they turn around, they do 180 degrees, they're going to be on the western side. But you never know, they might just pop back this way and go up towards Sydney's Dam. I'm still hopeful. Also on the west, I would like to check out Impala Plains at some stage, see if we can catch up with Shalinzi or even Karula up in the north. So we've got a few spots to check out, but I think we'll check them out in a little while, hopefully once it cools off a little bit. So I think we're going to start off with some of the water holes and just see if anybody's wallowing in the mud or if anyone's enjoying the water. And I'll tell you something, I certainly enjoyed the swimming pool today. It's definitely called for today. So let's climb aboard and see what we can go and find. I know some people have been asking about Mishu again, Mishu and Mafufanyan, and as I say, unfortunately I haven't been able to get hold of Rexon. I have been trying, doing emails. As I say, it's difficult to get them on the phone line because they are busy with guests, so I don't want to interfere. But as and when they're able to contact us, they will do. But I'm really sure that there's nothing too serious that happened. I think if it was a serious one, I'm sure Rexon would have said by now. But I think definitely not to worry at the moment. No news is good news in the bush. As I say, as soon as I do hear anything, I will let you guys know. Hello, little Steenbok. You're also looking for some shade. Nice young male. Nice to see him out and about, actually. He's evaded being eaten. So there's not too many spots for him to take cover. There's one or two. But it is fairly open, no long grass for him to hide in. We did see a mother with her son this morning down towards Treehouse Dam. First of all, I thought it was the breeding pair that we saw, and then as the little male came out, we saw his horns were much shorter than that of an adult. But you often find them on their own or in pairs. Sometimes they will actually stay together as pairs. Just depends, I suppose, on how many are in the area. Very cute little antelope. Okay. I'm hoping we might be able to find a herd of elephants swimming in a dam. That'd be very nice. baby elephant or two. And I have managed to put some pictures up of the lightning that we were taking pictures of the other day. Myself and Sebastian, and did put a few up. Some of the better ones. We were sort of trying to do long exposures and trying to be a bit artistic with it. Some of it worked, some of it didn't. There's one that I put on there that it's almost like daylight, and that was just all the sheet lightning right over our heads. Thanks, Seb. Actually, I haven't had a chance to look at what Seb got. But there was one and it was just... Oops. Okay, Seb's saying his turned out a bit grainy. See, I was telling you, you had to have a shorter exposure. No, there was a couple that I managed to get. I was just saying I wasn't actually using a tripod. I just had my camera on the top of Seb's car. Hello ladies and gent. Have a quick look at them. Just in case anybody hasn't seen Impala. There's quite a few of them further back as well. So Seb, one more day before your date. No, there's a couple of females here that do look a little bit heavy. Before your date for the Impala birth.
She tells her you must write it on a piece of paper, because I didn't know what it was, so I didn't fill it in. Seb, I didn't write his date in because I didn't know what it was.
Oh, okay. Seb, you just need to write your date in on the piece of paper. See if Seb's right. See if the first one pops tomorrow. Well, tonight. Well, you never know. We might have a big thunderstorm build up. And a bit of lightning to pop them out, exactly. Well, you know, it worked last time. Look how many babies we saw last time. Baby elephant, baby lapwings.
Oh, she's got a... Look at that. Maybe she's got twins.
Yeah.
No,
oh, sure, yeah. I wonder, is that not the same female as we had down there?
Yeah.
I think it could be. I wonder if she's...
But look at... Gosh.
Yeah. That'd be very interesting to see if she does have twins.
She's like got a baby wildebeest in there.
She looks like a mini zebra. Barrel shaped. I mean, she seems to be feeding. I don't think it's anything abnormal.
No, I just think it's a very big baby.
Yeah. I mean, she doesn't look unhealthy. Her coat's nice and she's eating and...
You can see it moving.
Can you?
Yeah.
I don't see. But she's got nothing on this side, look. It's all on her right side. She actually doesn't look pregnant this side. Oh, I can't wait to see the little babies. They are just the cutest. All leg and nothing else. Leg and ear. Oh! Somebody's just... Oh, he's just moved around the tree. There we go. Can you see?
I see.
Oh, and according to... heard about the African hawk eagle this morning, and some people didn't.
Okay, you see,
so,
they were flying. I thought there was no chance we would see them. That's why I said it. But I promised not to say the name of anything for the rest of the month.
Oh no, Seb said I should take it because some people heard it, some people didn't. Like the rock monitor yesterday.
I think you should take it because
the likelihood of us seeing it again as well.
We know where the nest is, so it's a good chance. But
I don't know if we saw that bird. Let me just.
The fact is that we'd already driven considerably by the time we could see it included.
No, for sure.
So I could have seen them, and we could have seen another eagle directly afterwards. That wasn't necessarily the same one.
So if you were with me this morning, the guys do say that I can have it. I can actually find it in my book. eagle, African hawk eagle, the bottom of the page, there we go. 137. Got a little number next to it. 137. Okay. Suppose Treehouse Dam. No one said anything about what's down at Gowrie Dam.
Pardon?
Has anybody come back with anything around Gowrie Dam, sir? I think maybe try 4. Are you on 4? Right, here you are. Seb said. Has anybody said anything about Gowrie Dam being around there this afternoon? Elephants or anything like that? No. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so the wild dogs have moved from Elephant Plain camera. So where are they going to? Nobody knows. Gowrie Gang tracks on the road. I think some people were saying about a lot of birds in this contest, and that's because we do have, I think with the migrants back, we have over 300 species of birds. So birds are going to be a big part of the contest. But hopefully, for those of you who are not birders, hopefully showing you maybe close-ups of the birds. I mean, obviously some of the birds that are a little bit further away, a little bit more difficult, a little bit more of a challenge. But by showing you the pictures afterwards, hopefully you can actually see them. And to be honest, the bush is made up of everything. And depending on the day and the time of year and what's going on, some days we will concentrate more on mammals, some days we'll concentrate more on birds, some days insects, some days trees. It just really depends on what's going on, and this morning it was very quiet on the ground with mammals, so we had more birds, but we are doing very well for our reptiles actually. I'm hoping we're going to see a couple of tortoises at some stage. I do want to have a look around for some terrapins. Now that I know how to ID the terrapins, hopefully it's going to be a little bit easier. So each day is different. Each day is different. And we don't always do birds. We actually do a lot more mammals usually than what we do birds, so it's actually quite nice to focus on the birds as well. I know quite a number of people have asked in the past, why don't we look at more birds? So it's trying to find that balance, and unfortunately I don't think we're ever going to be able to completely satisfy everybody all the time, but hopefully we'll be able to satisfy a lot of people a lot of the time, hopefully. Fingers crossed. But that's the whole thing with the checklist as well. We decided to do it over a number of drives, so we didn't have to rush around. We could just enjoy the sightings as well, because that's what we found with the ranger race in the past. We kind of felt, we can't really stay too long with animals because people want to try and see how many mammals we can get in a drive. Oh, I'll tell you what I do want to do. I'm going to see if I can find where that Steenbok was digging. It'll just be a couple of minutes. I want to take. Actually, no. Was it there? Was the next bit on? It's in here. I just want to see if I can find where he was digging his dung. I've never seen Steenbok dung. was hoping I remembered where they buried it. But I don't think I did. I don't think I got the right spot. I thought it was around there. It's obviously the ground's been baked as well, so it's actually hidden. Little dung book. For those of you,
in that next gap.
it could have been. See, but I may have actually found one piece. I just want to check in this book because that is looking, whoop, like it could possibly be. I think the sun's going to blow it off, but just looking at my book, I think that's a pretty good match actually. I wasn't expecting it to be that colour, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, hang on, Seb. Tar, your shadow's in and out of the picture.
Oh, is it better with it in or out?
Fully out.
Out, okay, like that.
So then I can close the eyes.
So this is actually saying this is actual size. And I was expecting it to be a little bit darker, but obviously not. So maybe I did actually find the right spot after all.
I think you did.
Steenbok. That's the first time I've ever seen Steenbok dung. And the reason being they do actually bury their dung. And for those of you who are not sure what a Steenbok looks like, that's the little antelope we saw in the open area just before. So there you go. Handy little book actually. I saw it in a shop the other day on leave and I thought that's the book for me. I think Mark had the same idea as well, sending me a link.
I saw it when I was shopping at Kalahari.
There you go. Scatology by Kevin Murray. It's actually quite a nice little book, I quite like it.
Yeah, show me again, I wasn't in
there. Very handy. Put it this way, I never would have known that was... I was actually picking up thinking this does look like a piece of dung, but maybe it's not the right piece. Ah. Who are you? Oh, very nice. Very, very nice. Well done, Mark. I can hear them.
Oh.
You might have just seen the yellow throat.
It'll come back.
Yeah, it should come back. It looks like it's going to. Yep, there we go. These birds do go hawking using the same branch, so you saw it flew off and flew round and back around to the branch. So it might have picked up something to eat along the way, but it does look like it's cooling itself off, sitting with its beak open like that, allowing the air to flow over it.
Good afternoon, just like to clear out the route plan, just gonna head to the north to Kayamandre, that area.
Look at the long bill, that's going to help you, and the yellow, unfortunately with it being just in the sunlight, you might not be able to see any other colours, but certainly that yellow underneath the throat. So I can hear one or two, and if it takes off again, it's got a very characteristic look about it when it flies. But this is probably one of the most beautiful birds, and another one of my favourite birds actually. There's another one that might just fly in actually, flying overhead. No, you're going right over us. Be very impressed if anybody gets this.
RC will get it.
I will be very impressed.
RC sees them in Europe.
Say multiple colours on this bird.
Laura probably.
So you can say it's one of the migrants then,
Brian, yeah.
since it is in
Actually,
shadow.
We can. I think we can say things like that because it's nice to add for people to add notes next to the ID if they want.
Any chance of getting that one in flight, or is that too high?
The ones on the wing.
Yeah. Yeah, they've flown over. Okay, well, let's leave them to it.
I can try.
They've gone that way, I think. That's actually the first time I've seen it perching here in Sabi Sands. I always see them flying overhead. Oh, there we go. There's one coming in. Yep. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on. Ah. Oh, doesn't want to play. Oh, there he goes. He's just toying with us. Cool. Oh, he's coming back. There we go. Back again. But he's still in the shadow. Hoping maybe we'll be able to see those beautiful colours. Nice spot. Hi Brent from New Orleans. Welcome on board. Hope you're well. And no one really knows, Brent, why they bury the dung. It's possible that they try and bury it to hide it from predators, to mask the smell. But I don't know, if that's the case, why don't more antelope do it? I don't know. I mean, they do have fairly small territories, but then again, so do Klipspringer. And they actually use a midden. But then again, the Klipspringer are usually in a hard to reach spot. It could be something as simple as that, Brent. I think that's the only suggestion that I've heard. I haven't heard anything else, but there could be something. Sorry? Oh yeah, yeah. Nobody playing in the mud. That's not good. Oh, nice. I can actually just pull in here. Maybe we'll see that bird flying over the water. Who have we got over there? Oh, that's a nice one over there.
What is it?
Yeah. Raisa, Laura and RC, thank you very much and well done for that ID. It was a European beta. Fantastic. Oh, I missed him. There's a raptor in the tree.
Oh. Oh.
I don't know if he's going to come back.
try and get it.
I think it might be a bit far, hey? I can try and drive onto the other side of the road. How are we doing? So this is your second one for the afternoon. I'm going to try and drive onto the opposite side of the road, see if we can get the raptor. That'd be very nice. I was hoping we might see a big mammal in this little neck of the woods, but unfortunately not. And our European beaters have flown off. This little guy you might find next to a crocodile. Sometimes they're known to pick bits of food out the teeth from a crocodile. Along with the plovers and the lapwings. Okay, let's drive to the other opposite side and just see if we can catch up with that big raptor. Ooh, ooh. I was hoping maybe even a hyena might be sitting. Oops, sorry. Sitting in the water. Showing the birds are really battling. They've got the beaks open. They're sitting with the beaks open, hoping to pass the wind over the beaks and help to cool them off a little bit.
There.
Oh, yes. It's going to be quite difficult. It's going to be difficult to see. I'll have to try and see if we can get him another day. Little black flycatcher. And unfortunately sitting very awkwardly. Is there anybody down here? Ah! I'm actually surprised we haven't had one of these as yet.
A bit more.
A bit more? Forward?
Yeah. More. Stop.
Yeah, you're on your way down to come and wallow in the mud, mister. I'd say so. Warthog! Good afternoon, stations. I'm at Treehouse Dam. Not much around here at the moment. Just a few Inyonis. Wow, look at the tushes on him. Sure. Beautiful big male. And these are the canines rather than the incisors like an elephant. And if you look carefully, you can see the top teeth. They curve around, and then you can just about see the bottom teeth, and they rub against the top ones, making them razor sharp. And believe me, you don't want to get in the way of one of these when they're charging at you. Luckily, I don't talk from experience.
He's been in the mud.
Oh, he's already been? Ah, okay. It looked like he was making his way down here. I was hoping we were going to see somebody rolling around in the mud down here. And just before we actually do continue on, just want to quickly show you the wonderful colours of the European bee eater. So this one here. So it's a shame that it was in the sun. Maybe some stage we might see another one. But look at those colours. So you can see the yellow throat. Let's say the red you might have been able to see as well. Quite a large bee eater. So definitely one of my favourites. But this is the flight. I'll move it over. And so it's quite a characteristic shape. It's flying around. All the bee eaters have this beautiful shape to them. So European bee eater. No movement to suggest there's a hippo in the water. And we haven't seen the tallest land mammal yet, actually. You guys have, but I don't think you've checked it off your list yet, have you? The giraffe. I haven't seen a giraffe for a little while. Oh, there he goes. I hear you. Going into that tree. Diane! Thank you, Diane. Coming back with... Oh, he's getting really badly mobbed. Just want to sit in here. Can you see it? Just past there. Please don't fly. He's getting mobbed. No!
Good afternoon, everyone. Apparently, there's a Sunday guy supposed to come around a cut line, just kind of moving kind of people right. Both myself and Abel, we're heading to Brooklyn. Columbia and Florida.
Drongo's just not liking it being too close. In the normal spot where we can get the vehicle, as far as I know. Or next to it. I think it'll be fine where the fire pit is. We can move Mark's car later. Or we can have Mark's car in shot.
Keys are in my car.
Oh, apparently the keys are in the car. I mean, just asking about the fire for tonight, for the fireside chat. I'm hoping everyone got a good look at it, because I didn't. I thought I saw something that I haven't seen here before, so I didn't get a great look at it. Unfortunately, the smaller bird's making his life a little bit miserable. Pecking it on the head and chasing it. Mind your back. Okay. Oh, I might need help with this one. So hi Steve, and hi to Maria too. Good afternoon to you in Boston. Well, it'd be good morning I suppose, wouldn't it? But Maria would like to know, how heavy does a warthog weigh? And unfortunately I only work in kilos, so someone might have to do a conversion for me. But they can reach 60 kilos for a big male. And 60 kilos would be about the same size as a medium-sized leopard. But some of the females, you're probably looking at maybe 30 or 40 kilos, which would be about the size of a baby, a newborn baby rhino. So that would be I don't know, about the size of a, what would it be the size of? Bigger than a cat. Not a small, not a toy dog, but a medium-sized dog. I want to say Labrador, but they're smaller than Labradors. So are you breaking up there, Seb? No. Okay, try again. I like a grown pig. Hold on, Seb, can't hear you at all. There we go, on the other side of Elephant Skull. So, the correct answer for bird number 2 is a water thickney, or didcot. New name is a thickney.
Good afternoon. Jumping guys going right up Kaplan, go to Central Road. Ja, there's a slump of a slow. The sun's got a slow play, over and slow together with that. Ah, good.
actually like to check out Buffelshoek Dam because that's quite a big dam. And there may be some movement of big animals around there. Seb, maybe do you want to try and give the radio a go again? A little bit better. I got that. We're still breaking up a little bit. Vivian. Is it Vivian? Julie. Sorry, Julie C. Where on earth did I hear Vivian from? Julie C. Welcome on board, Julie C. And I think, were you asking about our favourite colours? Was that the question? Favourite colours for everybody? Well, mine's purple. As I'm sure a few people have noticed by now. When I'm on leave, I usually wear something purple. What's your favourite colour, Mark?
Probably green.
Green. Mark's green.
That's not a primary colour, but
Sorry? No, you're breaking up again. I don't know why. You should get good radio signal here. Actually, purple's not a primary colour either.
which one? Purple.
Combination of red and blue, if I remember rightly, on the colour wheel. Secondary colour. Is something stayed in?
What's Seb?
I'm struggling to make contact with him at the moment. I reckon Seb's is red though.
Black.
How much do you want to bet?
Bet your worry leaf.
My guari leaf.
Only because they're abundant.
Okay, Seb, do you want to try now? Oh yes. Wonderful. What's your favourite colour, Seb? Yeah, you see, red. Are you saying turquoise?
I know why.
Why do you know why?
Because turquoise is also a stone. And
Ah. Oh yeah, of course, blue. I should have known that. I do remember you saying that. Hmm?
it's on the fork of the tree.
Oh. Yes.
That's gone.
There he is. He's in the fork of that tree now. Oh, nice. Also sitting with his beak open. I think it's going to be a little bit too difficult. See him back there. Oh, there he goes. Little crested barbet was sitting right in the fork of the tree. That tree. Looks like somebody attacked it with a paintbrush. Ah! So only Seb goes for a primary colour. Well, I suppose turquoise is a shade of blue. I forgot these pans aren't functioning yet. when the rain falls, these are going to be very nice to find animals. And I actually forgot we haven't had enough rainfall yet, because this is a really nice road for these pans. Bird. What bird were we looking at? Oh, yes, I didn't see it too well. What have we got? Yeah, we should have a mixture. No, definitely not a Gabar goshawk. Brown snake eagle. No, it wasn't a brown snake eagle. A lesser spotted eagle. No. Lanham falcon. No. Too big. Too brown. Oh, the Lanham falcon would be really nice actually. So no positive ID. So I've got a fair idea who I think it is, but as I say, I didn't have a really good look at it. So I'll keep that one open. I know what it wasn't. If anyone managed to get a screen capture, that would be quite cool.
Yeah, no, I'll probably make my way from here to the side mountain and close that back. And then, yeah, I'll maybe make my way to the ground to see what's going on there.
Oh, thank you. Do we have it in pounds? Do we have it in pounds? Sorry, break up again. 120 pounds was that? No. LLB, that's pounds. $20 or 120? Oh, 150 and 220. Okay, so warthog in pounds. Thanks, Dr. Rita. Between 150 and 220. I actually should have it on the back of my hand. Ah, RC. I think RC is the closest. Coming back with steppe buzzard. I definitely saw an eye stripe, and the size of it said to me definitely around the buzzard size. What did you think, Mark? Did you see it? Yeah. Did you say it was an eagle? 'Cause I saw an eye stripe. Huh?
Feathered leg.
I didn't see the legs. I saw an eye stripe. I know, the size of it looked quite small.
Yeah, steppe buzzard's only here in December.
Steppe buzzard's only here in December.
Well, maybe not. I don't know, we can add that to the kingfisher and impala when it is the steppe buzzard. That's a bit early.
No, it just looked a little bit small for me, for an eagle.
Short feathered leg. I thought it was a Wahlberg.
Oh, Wahlberg's doesn't have an eye stripe though.
I didn't see an eye stripe.
Yeah, I definitely saw an eye stripe. That's what made me suddenly think, oh, because I also thought maybe it was the Wahlbergs. No, I didn't think they did. Let me just have a check. I don't think Lesser Spotted did. I wonder if anyone did get a screen capture. Let's say the eye stripe looked, but I didn't see the legs, you see. Mark's saying he saw feathered legs, which is like the eagles. The eagles have feathered legs. Lesser Spotted. See, the Lesser Spotted also doesn't have an eye stripe. So it's quite a dark one. I'd say it just reminded me very much of the head of a buzzard. No. That's the Lesser Spotted. I have to bring my raptor book because the picture of these raptors aren't completely spot on.
But also there was a slight barring on the tail.
Was there?
That threw me. And then there was the fact that it flew from tree to tree. As opposed to flying away.
Yeah.
I couldn't positively identify the other one.
Yeah, as I say, by the time I got my binoculars there, the drongo drove it off and before I could actually see the legs. Oh, hello, we have some more antelope. Good afternoon. Actually quite nice when you see two species of antelope together. Look at the size. You've got the impala on the right and you've got the kudu on the left. And look at the size difference between the two. Colour as well. Impala have the block colour over the bodies, whereas the kudu... The neck's slightly different colour to the body. And they quite often have lines down the side of the body, although this female doesn't really have any lines. I think she's got one faint one. But she can have anywhere between 1 and 13 stripes on her body. And any combination, and just like the zebra, every kudu is different. But actually, all these females don't seem to have very, very strong patterns. Female just crossed the road. She's got 4 very small, very thin, and light. Although they do seem to decrease with age, the boldness of them. I'm just going to pull around the corner a little bit. Turn around and try and cross the road. Alright, little one.
Little boy.
Yeah, just about see his horns. There you go. Go and join Mum. Thinking about it. Look at those big pink ears. It's possible they actually help the kudu, especially in this heat, to actually release a lot of the heat and keep them slightly cooler. It is possible. A bit like the elephant ears. There'll be a lot of blood vessels there that come very close to the surface of the skin. So the wind will actually pass over the blood vessels and will help to take away some of that body heat. But it also could help to detect predators. Because especially living in a thick bush like they do, they might not be able to get the scent very easily. They might not be able to see through the bushes, even though they have very good eyesight. So those ears are going to help to compensate for living in the thick bush. Almost like satellite dishes. That's one of the reasons why hyenas have such good hearing as well. They also have very large ears. Elephants too, very good hearing. collecting all the sounds in the bush.
Julie, reminding me about the vulture nest. Have we been there recently? We've been there a few days ago, but we haven't been there recently. I'm trying to remember and actually go that way. I had it in my head actually to go and have a look at it, and I was distracted by Seb with his colours. Aha, with your turquoise. I'm really hoping we might see a snake. Oh, I thought I did. But yeah, we haven't been for a few days, Julie. But I did see a vulture sitting on top of the nest. Actually, we can see the African hawk eagle nest very nicely through there before the vegetation starts growing. So the African hawk eagles that we had this morning, the pair that were hunting. I say it's the first time I've seen African hawk eagles hunt, working as a team. There's the nest. Typical looking eagle nest, lots of sticks and twigs. Also a hunter of the francolins and the guinea fowl. So they'll be a little bit jumpy if they are around. So if you do hear the guinea fowl making an absolute racket on the Waterhole Channel, then there could be birds around as well as the mammal predators like the leopards. So there could be a martial eagle, a rose eagle owl, or even an African hawk eagle. Okay, let's head up towards Buffelshoek Dam. Shirley wants to know, Mark, did you ever find the nut when we were changing the tyre?
No, we can go quite now. It's getting drier. We can probably go past it.
Actually, the rain might wash it out. Might wash it away. I'm still convinced the squirrel took it. I'm still convinced the squirrel took it. Because it literally was there 1 minute and gone the next. Sure, that was quite a day, hey? Changing that tyre. That was quite fun.
You tested the sense of humor.
Yeah, I did. Well, actually not for me, I was just laughing.
It's got the better of it.
Yeah, it's true actually.
Even if it cost us a bill.
Come on reptiles, come out to play. It's a lovely day today. Oh look, poet, and I didn't even know it. So I don't get let out much. I think it's the heat is doing something funny to my brain. I think the weatherman was spot on today. I reckon it must be in its 40s.
Actually, ooh, sorry, Mark. What do we got? My little thermometer reckons 35 in the shade. What do you reckon?
Once it might be right.
For once. Takes a while for it to warm up. Literally. Hi Paul, good afternoon to you. And the only way I can answer that is maybe try putting the waterhole camera on at night. Oh, okay, you did do that. Oh, okay. But is the sound loud enough to keep you awake? Okay, so Paul was actually asking, so Paul has tried out the waterhole sounds. Oh. And was saying, or asking how loud the sounds are. That's what saying, maybe check out the waterhole camera. But then he's saying, doesn't know how loud they are because of the speaker level. And I think certainly the speakers do come through louder than maybe what you can hear them. I'm quite a fussy sleeper. I have to have quiet to sleep, and I can sleep out here. I think it's one of those noises you do get used to.
Light makes a noise for you.
Sorry?
Even light makes a noise for you.
Light? Yeah, light definitely makes a noise for me. Sure. Once I'm asleep I'm fine, but usually. But getting off to sleep, I battle. I must admit, when I was in the jungle in Indonesia, the first night I did battle to sleep, but I was actually just enjoying listening to the sounds. And I think all the excitement of being there. But it can be quite loud, especially the frogs. If you're quite close to the frogs, I think it can be quite loud. But having said that, the rooms at Voyatella are actually quite far from the water at the moment because the water is receding. In the summer, when the dam is completely full, then room 1 is right on the edge of the water. So you might not want to have room 1 if you don't like frog calls. But without really knowing how sensitive you are to sounds, it's difficult to really say. But as I say, it does merge into the background. You do actually get used to just hearing it. And it's funny actually, when they stop, that's when you realise that they've actually been singing. They did it to me today. There was I think cicadas calling outside my room. And it was this constant zzz. And I was working away on my laptop, and then all of a sudden it stopped, and I was like, oh, that's actually quite nice. I just didn't even realise that they were singing away. So they did stop. I think the problem comes in when there's one in your room. That's when it gets noisy. That's when it gets very noisy. I remember when we were up at Inga's house, and there was a raucous toad in Herman's room, and it was actually in the shower, and it was calling. And it was amplifying the call. It sounded very funny. But I think the toads have stopped now. I haven't heard the toads for a few days now.
The tree frogs are calling today.
No, the tree frogs are calling.
What were you doing in Herman's room?
No, man. What was that? Someone just got me. No, when we were actually sitting by the pool and we could hear it in the shower. Were you not there that night? Sure, that was funny. We just started hearing it, wah, 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 and we're like, where on earth is that coming from? We found it sitting in Herman's shower. Alright, Deb, I'll do my best. See if there's any flowers this afternoon. I've actually been looking, I haven't seen any flowers, apart from the gardenias. Mark's got an eye for the flowers.
Flowers. There's one that goes with them. I saw it.
Did you? I saw that jasmine creeper that you were talking about the other day. That tiny little white flower. Let's see if we can find a flower.
I can see that one again at the top of
I have seen the tall white. It is squill, isn't it? Tall white squills. Hmm? Yeah, I've seen those actually starting to unfold. Where did I see those now? They haven't got the flowers yet. Hello, Buffelshoek Dam. Is there anybody here? Anybody that wants to play with us? Oh, well. I'm going to go to the other side. We were here this morning. Let's try the other side this afternoon. Somewhere around here.
Worry.
Yay, we're back. Ah,
You guys don't have to rush. Come out that side there. But you'll be getting it ready to jam. So you guys can take your time there. We'll come there tomorrow morning. There you
can you see this one?
Okay, sounds good. So thank you.
Or are we a bit close? That's the first one of those I've seen. If I actually think it's the right one. Apparently, some of you want to ID the flowers. We're not doing the flowers on the checklist, but you're welcome to ID it if you want to. Beautiful orange flower. It was off. That wasn't the one that you were talking about, was it?
No.
Oh. Hello, got a couple more hippos in the water. Looks like they're actually going to come out and play. Oh, we're 44. Are we 44 at the moment, apparently? Thanks, Marcus.
On the temperature.
So Marcus is saying we're probably around 44 according to the weather reports. It certainly is very hot this afternoon. The hottest, Marcus wants to know, I don't know, if we got up to about 47, 45, 47,
Yeah.
something like that. I think that's probably around the hottest.
But this kind of temperature spike usually means thunderstorms in the next day or two.
Definitely.
So maybe somebody can look at that first. What is the forecast? Especially because Monday evening.
Oh yes, Monday evening we've got something special lined
But
up.
this is cooking up to a Monday evening thunderstorm. New moon.
Yep, very much so. Let's say with the 3D rig, that's when we were having all the problems. In this heat, we wouldn't have been able to go out with the 3D rig at all.
No, probably not.
We were overheating it. Oh dear. Just couldn't cope. Couple of hippos right on the opposite side, and I just need to move forward a little bit. They're doing a bit of sunbathing by the looks of it. And that is a bit of a myth that they won't leave the water at all in the heat. But they are highly susceptible to sun and to sunburn. So that's one of the reasons why they do actually stay in the water a lot during the day, especially during the summertime. But it is possible to see hippos out during the summer, sunbathing. But the likelihood of seeing them far away from the water is unlikely, because they do need that protection. But they do have a secretion, a couple of secretions that are clear, and when they come into contact with the air they actually turn this pinky colour, which looks like they're bleeding. And that also has antifungal. You're going to talk. Thank you. Not happy that I'm here.
And that's the Roman.
I was wondering, I was looking at his nose. But he still looked a little bit rounded. That's why I didn't say anything, but you could be right. The Roman nose male. I'm quite attached to him. Causing mischief at Gowrie Dam. Yeah, it is. Got a little bump on his nose. It does have antifungal, antibacterial to help keep their skin in good condition. There is a baby over there. Baby close to the peninsula, with the head facing away from us. Oh, displaying again. It's quite a grumpy male. Doesn't have much time for humans. And you may even find terrapins sleeping on the backs of the hippos, also trying to warm themselves up in the heat, they're basking in the sunlight. You may even find them picking off ticks from the bodies. You may even find catfish below the surface of the water, also feeding off of any external parasites from the hippos. There's a little baby. I was hoping maybe somebody was lying up in the shade somewhere close to the water's edge. We might just have to keep looking.
It might be stormy or bubbles or whatever.
Yeah, I reckon. When was that storm? That was what, June?
Yeah, I think so.
Around June. That's when Storm was born. Just after the big storm. It was almost like a hurricane. The winds were just phenomenal. And then we had, I think we actually did have hail that night, didn't we?
Yeah. The
You
water-
thought your
Pete and
roof
I
was
went-
going to fly off.
Hmm?
Your roof was going to look like it was going to fly off.
Pete and I were securing things in the workshop. And the
Yeah.
hail was coming in sideways. And there was this river, we were both barefoot, and this river was flowing through the workshop
Yeah.
with ice in it. It was ice cold.
Sure. Yeah, we also had a river running through the two buildings up at Inga's house. And it was actually coming inside, because obviously we'd lost all the electricity by that stage. And the water was just coming inside, and I think all the rooms bar one had water a few centimetres thick. Absolutely incredible. Okay. I hoped if we sat here for a little while, we may see some movement. Everyone seems to be quite relaxed and peaceful. So let's... Ooh, what are they? Gone. Whoever they were, they have gone. Okay. Maybe I should go. Well, either which way I'm going to lose everybody, I suppose. That's not good. Chippy choppy. So, Roy, good afternoon, Roy. Welcome on board. Good to hear from you. And you might just have to repeat. Yeah. Okay. So. How are we looking? Nope. Awesome. So Roy's wanting to know, is the black mamba the most dangerous snake we have here in Africa? Yeah. Just as you say that, you're going to lose us again. Okay. Okay. Try this. Boing, boing, boing. Doobie 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 doo it. Wow. Ooh, lucky, lucky, lucky. Are we back? Are we back? Please say we're back. Hello, lady. Hey, there we go. Oh no, don't go. It is a little boy. Sorry, little boy. Come back, come back, come back. Oh, young water buck. Okay, I'm gonna have to squeeze up a little bit more. Oh, that might actually be quite nice. All this thing's just behind him. Oh, don't stand there. That's just rude. So, Roy. Black mambas are the most dangerous. You see, I still think black mambas are misunderstood. I really do. Every time I've gone to try and see a black mamba, it's moved away. So I really do think they are misunderstood. They are thought to be the most aggressive out of all the snakes. But as I say, I've witnessed a black mamba being released, and that black mamba was in a box for a day or so before it could actually be released. So being put into a box, because we actually had to catch it because it was around a lodge, so we had to catch it and put it back out into the bush. So we caught it, and it was quite a big snake. And when we went to release it, we were all in the vehicle, and the one guy who was responsible for it and handling it actually went to release it, and he had a snake stick, so he actually tipped the box over and took the lid off with the snake stick, and the snake wouldn't come out. And he actually sort of pushed the box and it was actually facing away from him, so the snake would actually go out, and he thought the way the box was, he was hoping it would just go straight out into the bush, and he was stood sort of a little bit further back and behind it. And the snake actually came around and faced him. And this snake, I still don't know how close it was to him, but he reckons not that close, but from where we were sitting, it was probably a good 2 meters from him. And the snake actually sat up and looked straight at him, and he had a good third, if not 2/3 of his body, or half his body off the ground. They can stand 2/3 off the ground. But he stood his body up and looked at him. Now, for all the snake stories and all the mamba stories, that was the perfect time for that snake to strike. He could have easily have bitten him, but he just looked at him, went down and slithered straight off into the bush. And that's what makes me really think that mambas, I'm not saying they're not dangerous, but I think they are misunderstood. And I don't think they are as aggressive as what they're portrayed as, but certainly give them a wide berth.
3 little boys.
Yeah, we've got a nice little family of waterbuck here. A few little boys there. But certainly one of the most dangerous in terms of venom as well. But one of the most dangerous is possibly one of the most passive snakes, and that's the boomslang. Boomslangs have a very potent toxic, so that the mambas have neurotoxic, and that when they bite you, your whole body system will shut down. It will paralyze you. It goes for your nervous system, and you'll start to vomit, and your limbs will start to seize up. Your heart will eventually stop. It will be difficult to breathe because obviously your diaphragm is going to become paralyzed. So it's not a very nice way to die, but that's the venom of the mamba. The boomslang and the vine snake actually have a toxin called hemotoxin, and that if they bite you, you basically bleed to death. It will stop your body clotting, the blood to actually clotting. So very, very nasty way to go as well. So you don't want to be getting bitten by any of these snakes, but as I say, the stung we found a little bit earlier. This is about the 4th one I've seen today. But for anybody that missed it, and that's a slightly older male. You can see the horns much longer than the one on the open area. Beautiful little male. He's got to be in his prime. But yeah, as I say, you don't want to be getting bitten by any of these snakes, but the likelihood is very remote. Unless you try to kill a snake, if you leave a snake well alone, there's no reason why it should try and bite you. And that's one of the golden rules about snakes. If you leave them be, chances are they'll leave you be as well. They don't want to waste that venom on you, because the whole reason for that venom is for them to eat. It's the whole reason for them to produce it. And if they waste it on something they can't eat, it's going to be very expensive for them to produce more so they can eat. So they'll go through all sorts of things to actually try and get you to move away from them. Whether that's like lifting the head up and spreading the hood like in a cobra, or like in a puff adder, puffing itself out and actually making that noise. They'll go through all these different motions to try and actually get you to back away. But most of the time when people get bitten is because they're actually either trying to handle them or they're trying to kill them. So the snake feels threatened, and of course if you feel threatened you're going to try and protect your life. Same as this little steenbok. If you cornered this little steenbok, so there was nowhere for it to run, it would use those horns, it would kick out, it would do anything it possibly could to defend itself, to save its life. Now, even though this little steenbok is tiny, it could still actually do some serious damage, and if it caught you wrong with those horns, you could end up in hospital. It's like any animal. If you back it into a corner and you try and kill it, it's going to protect itself. And the sad thing is snakes have this bad reputation for whatever reason. a number of reasons through history. But you very rarely see them. I mean, the viewers who have been watching, I mean, you know yourselves how often we see snakes. Not very often. It's always a bonus to see a snake. Oh, there we go. Toileting.
It's just finished.
And then just scraping, and then he's gonna defecate and then scrape and bury it. Very odd behaviour. But actually I think there's been 2 deaths on record from a twig snake, and that's both been handlers. People have actually handled them, not from wild twig snakes and boomslangs. Boomslang. Tree snake. Did anybody come back with an idea on the flower, or shall I tell everybody? Nobody came back with an ID on the flower. Well, to me, it looked like a flannel weed, one of the sidders. Is that what it is, Ma? I've not seen them before. So it did look like a flannel weed to me. One of the sidders. But it looked smaller than the ones that I know from the Waterberg. But it could just be the Waterberg makes them big sometimes. It's amazing what you find in the Waterberg. What would normally be a shrub is a tree in the Waterberg. The other one is a Cordophilia, if I remember rightly. Hello, beautiful boy. Oh, let's see if he's going to come down across the road in front of us. Wow, look at this. Look at all the oxpeckers flying in. Look at that. How many oxpeckers can you fit on a Nyala bull? Brilliant. Shame's getting very irritated. I'm not surprised that they jump everywhere, and they jump on the nose and in the ears, and they peck at the eyes, and it's caused a bit of a nuisance to themselves, or of themselves. Yeah, look at him. Shame. Should we move so we can get to see him as he goes down to drink? Can you see him just past that little... There we go. Good afternoon to you, Joy. Welcome on board this afternoon. Oops. I'm gonna have to come and fill that hole in. I keep finding it.
You have to find the only hole in the road.
I do. It's my calling card. Joy wants to know, do hippos give birth in the water? They can give birth in shallow water or on land, either or. And they usually do, and you know what? I was thinking this could have been a bull here the other day, and I actually forgot that maybe it could have been a female on her own, and they do use Gowrie Dam as a birthing pool. They will often separate themselves, so it's going to be quite awkward for you, hey? You see them there? Not the easiest of angles to work with. But, yeah, as I say, they do use this as a birthing pool. And they'll separate themselves off from the rest of the pod or the family. And they might separate themselves for a couple of weeks or a couple of months. I think when Bob was born, Bob will be coming for about 1.5 years now. When Bob was born, March the 5th, 2010. It's actually caught on camera, the waterhole camera. And they stayed for a good couple of months before she rejoined her pod. That's quite a pretty capture. Hardy Dar just called and Yana was like, oh, what was that? So Dr. Rita, what was the degrees in Fahrenheit? 104 degrees in Fahrenheit. It could well be, Dr. Rita. It's very, very hot. It does feel like an oven. I was really not impressed with those oxpeckers at all. I suppose that's where the horns are going to come in handy. Look at that. Getting all hot and bothered. And who was asking about the charging hippo? Do hippos ever charge?
So a couple of Ndula meeting just on the western side of Jordan Dam, crossing over north to the Manila.
Marilyn in California. Welcome on board, Marilyn. Asking if hippos ever charge. Occasionally they might. I know, who was it? Graham was saying he's been charged by a hippo.
Graham's
Yeah.
charged for everything.
Yeah, he actually does have a bit of a list there. But I've never been charged by a hippo. And generally the vehicles are a bit large. They won't really go and tackle a vehicle. But again, it depends on if you get into their space or not. If you don't get into the space, there's no reason for them to charge at you. On foot is a different matter. If you're at the water's edge, you might get charged by a hippo charging out of the water. And they can charge around 37 kilometers an hour out of the water. So if you're standing on the water's edge, you have no chance of outrunning that animal. Very nice. Okay, let's keep going. I want to head off into the west now. I was hoping to head there when it gets a little bit cooler, but I'm not so sure if it is going to get any cooler. We are shutting the drive a little bit earlier today, 6 o'clock, and that's just to get the vehicle back on charge so we have enough battery power for this evening's fireside chat. So I hope you can join us, 7 o'clock. Eugene and Yaku is going to be joining us, and we're going to be doing a bit of wine tasting, talking about the wines of South Africa, because actually speaking to a few people, they've not known about South African wine, the fact that Africa makes beautiful wine. So they're going to bring, oh, hello little one. Oh, I think they're battling in the heat as well. Okay, ID time. Who is this? Who is this? Nope, stay there. mammal for you this afternoon, for those non-birders.
I thought you got this one already.
No, I don't. I don't have this one. Sure, I don't have this one. Oh. Come back! Nope, I don't. And I'm not going to tell you anything about it, not yet. You can go off of just what you see and see how well you know this little animal. But look at the tail, look at the face, look at the colour. That should help you. Actually, I suppose it's a little bit cruel because it is on its own. I can hear somebody flying overhead. Listen out for a bird calling. Oh, gone. And there's the camera. Hello, camera.
Can't even tell if it's looking this way.
No, I can't. I cannot tell at all.
Well, only because the branch is in the way.
I still couldn't tell.
You can see
All
mine
looks
now
black.
looking away.
Is it? Okay. All looks black
Although
to me.
actually, I forget they got the dome on.
Oh, little friend's not going to come back and play. Okay. Ooh, we got right over the other side there. Somebody's coming down to the dam to drink.
We're top end.
Yeah. We've seen the male. For those of you who haven't seen the female, here it is. Female Nyala. Now if you saw the kudu earlier, they do look fairly similar, but look at the colour. Chestnut in colour all over the body. And many more stripes usually than the kudu. There's a little baby there, look. And there's a guinea fowl right in the back there with the blue head. Cool.
Hang on.
Oh, more impala. And there is the lodge. Another Nyala bull.
Female.
There you go, there's actually the bar of the lodge. You'll see how close you get. Shall we move on? I would like to head into the west, you never know. Let's have a look around Impala Plains. Going on hippos charging there. If you have a small boat in some parts of Africa, they have been known to capsize very small boats like kayaks and things like that if people get too close. Highly territorial the hippos are in the water. Not so much on land, but they panic when they're on land. So if you're ever between a hippo and the water, you got to get out of there fast, otherwise you may have a big problem on your hands. 1.8 ton problem. With long teeth about 50 centimetres in length. Well, I was hoping our little friends were going to stay and play. It's been a while since we spent some time with them. But never mind, tomorrow is another day. We'll see if we can find some more. But I wonder if anybody was out able to ID the mammal. Got to be careful with the mammals. Do too much too soon. We will only be doing birds towards the end of the checklist, which is what I think we are going to be doing anyway. Steenbok. Is that a little male again? No, that's a little female this time. Hi, little Steenbok. We also have something very special for you tomorrow. We'll give you a few more details about that on the fireside chat, so you have to watch the chat. Oh, gone already. Oh, it's Sunday, isn't it? That's one thing about living in the bush. You kind of forget weekends and Friday nights, weekdays. Yeah. Primating clothes. Oh, the only corner I didn't do. Oh well. Shame, Jock. Jock's having the same problem. Do we have anybody coming back with the ID on our little creature? Okay, welcome back everybody. Look at that time warp. You jumped through space and time. Well, actually no, we've just been sitting here waiting for the stream to catch up to us, so we just jumped a little bit. And we're on the Impala Plains now, and look what we have here. We're actually watching the little family that's usually here. Where did they go? Family moved off. Oh no, they are over there. So I wanted to check in on how the little chicks were doing. We found this little guy. So, anybody want to ID this beautiful looking bird? There's a pair of them there. Did anyone come back with the ID on our little friend? Because we've got some more up ahead. Patty! Thanks, Patty. Patty letting me tick off dwarf mongoose. That's exactly who they are, the dwarf mongoose. It's the bird that's just flying away. But there are some dwarf mongoose up ahead of us, so I'm just going to try and roll Nope, rolling's not going to happen. Can't drive. I think it does mean that Shabinzi isn't around here. Let me just see if I can actually roll down there. It's been a while since we actually sat and watched some dwarf mongoose. But yep, absolutely right. Look at that little face. Quite a blunt nose. No tip to the black. No tip of black to the tail. And compared to the body, it's probably about the same size, same length as the body. Whereas the slender mongoose has a little black tip to the tail, and also quite a long tail as well. Also, this mongoose does live in a family, whereas the slender's generally on its own. Oh, little crowned lapwings have gone. Good afternoon, any stations copy me?
Two.
Nope. Nobody wants to talk to me. Hi Jules, sorry, not a crown plover. Not for the bird that we were just looking at. Nice try though. Oh, look at that. As the sun starts to sink, you're going to start to see the dwarf mongoose heading off to bed. They're probably going to start grooming each other. This can be the time for play before bedtime. But once the night falls, they will be underground and away from other predators. Leopards can feed on dwarf mongoose, and even slender mongoose will hunt dwarf mongoose. Maybe even the white-tailed mongoose too. If they get lucky enough to find one out after dark, which will be very unusual. But they are the smallest of the mongoose family. They are related to meerkats. A lot of people do ask about meerkats. We don't have meerkats here. Found further west in drier areas. There is just something about these little guys. And we're so inquisitive as well. Definitely one of my favourite mammals to watch. Okay. Where shall we head to now? I suppose we could head down Gowrie Main. towards Twin Dams. Suppose, do we have time for that? Or do we head north? The sun is sinking. Maybe we should try Triple M. Although we do get a lot of signal breakup, and if we had signal breakup on Buffalo Cut Line, then we're probably going to get a lot there, so maybe not. Oh, maybe we could check in on the hyena den. Any tracks this afternoon. We've actually covered quite a lot of ground this afternoon. Nothing really to go on. The big animal wise. Ah, there we go. That's the one. Oh, I didn't hear you. There was a lot of static. But who are the other names? Brian, yeah, Brian came back with Senegal Lapwing, and who else? RC, Laura, Dr. Rita, and Raisa. Yeah, a little bit more of a difficult one, that one. Katja, new name. Katja, well done, Katja. Quite a number of people getting the Senegal Lapwing. I'd say slightly different to the crown. The crown, you've got that beautiful crown on top of its head. The Senegal had that little bit of black underneath the wing, gave it its original name, Lesser Blackwing Plover, now known as the Senegal Lapwing. It was a lifer for me the other day, actually. Never seen it before. Which was unusual because there was quite a number around the year before, and for some reason I never saw them. Or if I did, I don't remember seeing them. Ah, okay. Twin Dams it is then. Sorry, little doves. That would be nice to see. See if we can make it down to Twin Dams. Also, the yellow around the eye is also a nice giveaway for the Senegal Lapwing. You can see clouds are starting to build. Doesn't look like probably sleeping in the holes where it's nice and cool. starlings are quite a funny little bird. It's a shame we didn't see the little chicks. I was hoping to catch up with them. But the parents will protect the chicks and the eggs. And they will pretend to have a broken wing sometimes, especially the crown. The crowned are very, very good at doing that. Well, we might just miss these elephants. Station with the Indlove, can I approach?
Yeah.
I haven't seen elephants for a few days. Oh wow. I get it. Clear spot through the trees. But they'll pretend to have a broken wing and they'll do a bit of a limp if there is a predator around to try and encourage the predator to move away from the chicks or from the nest. And the predator will think, oh, easy meal. So goes after the adult, and when the adult feels that it's far enough away from the nest, they'll then fly it up, leaving the predator bewildered and wondering what on earth just happened. Ah, here we go. Look at that. Wow.
More open there.
Yeah, we're going to lose it though.
No, 2 seconds.
Beautiful. Oh, I'm very torn now. Let's try and see if we can see some elephants before we say goodbye. This is such a beautiful sunset. Yeah, we're going to have to get the vehicle back on charge for fireside chat as well. Didn't realise what time it was. Run out of time. Oh well, let's see if we can. It's Twin Dams, straight up Twin Dams Road. Still very warm, so I don't know if the leopards are really going to be walking around at the moment, or the lions. Might We're waiting till it cools off a little bit more. It sounds like the elephants popped out right off in the eastern corner towards Leadwood Road. They popped up there as we were heading towards Impala Plains. It sounded like they were heading south and then decided nope, they're going to head west towards Twin Dams.
What's in those flowers?
Sorry?
Yellow flower, there's some more ducks in
Yellow flower at Twin Dams.
it. The little yellow flower we had earlier.
Oh, okay. So it definitely looks like a flannel weed to me. Or the same sort of family.
What's inside them?
Sida, S-I-D-A is the genus, and I think Cordophilia, I think, is the other genus. Okay, they've already gone east. Copy, thanks Ephraim. Is there still visual from Twin Dams? Is there still a visual from Twin Dams?
Yeah, no, it's just him watching. Now, he's coming in between there. He's driving down his Caribbean Keys. Yeah, he's available right next to the road.
Okay, copy, thank you.
Okay, look now.
Just coming along Gary Main, I'll be with you in a couple of minutes.
Okay, copy. Yeah, now I'm checking Elephant Car Road. I'll take you up to Impala Plains up in area.
Wanted to know, do we have any anti-venom for snake bites? No, we don't, dear. The only place you can really get that is the hospital usually, but nowadays they found that anti-venom, people tend to react more to the anti-venom than the venom itself. So they start to treat the symptoms systematically. So instead of giving the anti-venom, they just treat what comes along, and they seem to have a better success rate, so a better survival rate. But for the boom stung and the twig snake, there's no anti-venom, or it could be the twig snake. I think the boom stung does, but twig snake doesn't. There's a couple of types of anti-venom, polyvalent and monovalent. Poly is they can treat a numerous amount of snake bites with it, and mono only, I think it's only the either the boom stung or the twig snake, I forget which one, but there's only one of those that they can treat. Oh, I see the Ellies are crossing the road. 5 minutes to go. Stay there, Ellies! I was hoping we were going to get to see them drinking. Never mind. he's coming this way! Yay! Awesome! And they're going to the dam to drink. Fantastic. Well, I hope to drink. They're heading towards the dam anyway. It's just chasing them off then. Oh, there we go. Oh, I bet that's nice. Oh yes. That's going to be relief.
I'm going to forward a bit to the side.
Having a whale of a time there. Oh, a little bit. Or is that my screen? Back into the bush they go.
Pretty good timing, Tara.
I think so, hey? And they knew we had to be back for 6. Or finish at 6. How is that? And a beautiful sunset as well to boot. Yeah, you see, you heard me. He delayed everyone by a minute. Well, thank you so much for joining me, everybody, and hope you enjoyed. It's been quite a relaxed Sunday afternoon, and as I say, I think the heat had a lot to do with not seeing too many of the larger mammals, but hopefully you enjoyed seeing what we did see this afternoon. And as I say, there are clouds building, so maybe there'll be a thunderstorm in the next couple of days. But this heat is incredible. It's beautiful. But suddenly a few animals enjoying. And I thought there would be a few more in the water, but never mind. We'll keep looking and trying to find some more species for you. So do join us at 6 o'clock tomorrow, where Sebastian will be heading out, seeing what he can tick off. And for myself and the rest of the crew, don't go too far. We are going to be back at 7 o'clock with the wine tasting and filling in on a few details as well. So take care, and we'll see you at 7 o'clock. Bye for now.